Wait for some people to jump on and we can get this party going. Have some, hopefully, some good discussions, and everyone is nice and polite and all that jazz. We'll see. We'll see. Happy Halloween to everyone, too. Even though it is past Halloween, happy Halloween. For those who are entering, the prompt says it all. I'd be happy to discuss with anyone. Whether you agree or you disagree. Does not matter. But it says it right there. In terms of fighting capabilities, just their hand to hand. So their battle IQ, experience, their skill, right? No power ups, no physicals, no superpowers, no transformation. Just in terms of their hand to hand, Batman, Superman, Captain America, and Black Panther are all more skilled fighters, pound for pound, than Goku. Pretty straightforward. So if anyone wants to join up, they can argue for or they can argue against, whichever works for you guys. Last time we did this live, we had some people come up for Superman versus Goku, and we changed some minds. We changed some minds, and people, started to realize that Superman is a better hand-to-hand fighter. And the Batman and Black Panther one was pretty straightforward and easy. The Captain America one I posted up yesterday, I believe. I don't remember. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. And yeah, so if anyone wants to come up, they're more than welcome. And yeah, so if anyone wants to come up, they're more than welcome. And yeah, so if anyone wants to come up, they're more than welcome. Goku is better than Superman. Goku is better than Superman. You can argue for Thor better than Goku, but not. Why not? Why can't you argue Superman? I think Superman is a very valid argument. We had a good discussion last time I went live, which was Tuesday. What is today? Friday. So it must have been Wednesday, and a lot of people started to change their mind on Superman once they realized that Superman has, more experience, more skill, an arguably better battle IQ, and have been taught by better masters. So again, if you want to come up and you want to discuss it, more than welcome to. And the key word is discuss. I'm not here to argue. This isn't us to rant back and forth with each other. It's just good discussion. But yeah, again, I will say this one more time. Oh, it looks like we have someone that wants to come up. Boom. Hello.
Hey man,
How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. How are you?
It's Friday, so I am fan-fucking-tastic.
Good to hear, man.
So what's your thoughts on this? Give me your opinion.
Okay, well, I'm not too.
So what's your thoughts on this? Give me your opinion.
Okay, well, I'm not too the with the Dragon Ball Z character, but I'm gonna say between him and Superman would be a very good fight. Like, I honestly cannot say Cap, Panther, or Batman lasting as long as a Superman would.
superpowers, transformations, or anything else. No physicals, just straight hands. Superman, Black Panther, Batman, and Captain America are better fighters than Goku. That's the statement. So, in a fight, like a straight fight, Goku could take out Batman and Captain America relatively easily because his physicals are so much
Yeah.
higher, right? He's faster and he has much higher AP pound for pound. But if we're talking about just their skills, so their battle IQ, their experience, what they know as fighters, how well they can apply it, and the people have taught them, I would argue that all four of these characters are better than Goku. The one that might have the most contention, arguably, is Captain America, but I think all four of them are better fighters.
No,
Okay, that's
bro,
fair.
it's not fair. Normally, Superman doesn't not every day. Sometimes Superman goes to battle and doesn't depend on his skills. But Goku always, Goku is better than Superman in skills. That's my own
You,
argue.
you saying that Goku relies on his skills?
Relies on his skills more than Superman. We see Superman getting hit by
Okay.
nothing, no.
So let me ask you this question. When was the last time that Goku beat an opponent without powering up or without transforming? Just his skills. Because I know the answer, but I'm curious to know what you think.
I couldn't really tell you the answer because I surprisingly don't know too much or have watched much of him fighting. Sorry.
Hey, what's up, Andrew?
Okay. What's happening, brother? I figured I'd come out swinging with all four of these for this live.
Yeah, you didn't separate them this time. You just got them all here.
Yeah, you know what? I think some people. Well, I think the last lives were good because we got to change some minds, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
But throwing all four of these up there, hopefully we can net some interesting discussions. So
Yeah. I know a lot of people. They're gonna see Superman. They're gonna be like, "What?"
oh yeah, it's because they don't read Superman.
Yeah.
I'm currently reading this Superman issue where him and Lex Luthor team up while Luthor is in Stryker's Island prison, and there is all of Superman's villains being captured and geared up with energy from the Phantom Zone.
Oh, that might be the shit. Is that the Action Comic run?
I think that's the latest last year's one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Is that like his current run? Because I know
Yeah,
his current run.
slightly last year's current run, but not too old.
Cap's not that good, not really that good of a fighter. Gets packed up a lot by people. Yeah, but Goku gets packed up by people a lot too.
Yeah.
Right? Frieza packed him up until he went Super Saiyan. Cell packed him up. Boo was packing him up until they had to plot convenience their way to a victory. Right? Beerus packed him up.
What?
Right?
And then of course someone like Batman never loses. Of course.
Frieza
Why
Gold
do
packed him up.
you think that Captain America is not a good fighter? Like Didu said.
Who else?
That's
Jiren
not a
packed him up
good
until
fighter.
Ultra Instinct. So again, it's in the nature of storytelling for characters to lose and to come back. I think that's important to recognize, right? It would just be silly if characters came in and won every fight all the time, every single time.
Yeah.
But if you're going to say Captain America gets packed up, Goku gets packed up a lot too.
Goku itself is not better than Cap. I might argue Cap is better than Superman. Cap is better than Superman in skills. It's not even a debate.
Are you sure about that? I think it could be.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think
I'm sure.
that could be a good debate.
is Goku
That
and
would be
Superman. Cap is
interesting.
better because it's the main thing he has, while Superman doesn't depend in skills mostly.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Goku and Superman, they are the one that we are debating. Cap is better than two of them. That is the main ability to. He has the skills to fight, while Superman doesn't depend on his skills every time. It's not his main
I
power.
disagree. I think Superman heavily uses his skill. Oftentimes, when he fights opponents, like when he went up against his Rogue Gallery blind, he used his skill to be able to fight them. When he fought General Zod in the Phantom Zone, he utilized his skill to fight him. When he fought Owlman depowered or Kryptonite Batman depowered, he utilized pressure points, his skill then. When he was fighting the crime syndicate, he utilized skill then. Mongol, Darkseid, Bizarro. So, like, Superman relies on his skill quite a bit. The thing that Superman does that other characters do is Superman's not terribly flashy when he needs to be. So, like, he relies heavily on boxing as his form of combat, is his preferred form of combat. But we've seen him do martial arts all the time. And then, of course, he blends the boxing with Torkot Vo and Torkot Rao in order to gain advantage over people. So I would argue that Superman uses his skill an exceptional amount of time, with or without powers.
I agree with you, but still, Cap is better than Superman in skills. Do you agree with that one? I believe
Is he?
Superman is better
I
than
was.
Goku.
I would say innately Captain America may be more of an adaptive fighter, but you could argue Superman knows just as much or more in terms of combat, right? How many
Well,
forms of fighting does Captain America know?
true. Well, I mean,
From
oh
my knowledge, he's a
god,
master of all forms. From my
it's hard to.
So,
From
Oh
my knowledge, he's a
god,
master of all forms. From my
it's hard
knowledge.
to.
so America is a master of. So the way that Marvel has ranked it, as well as in the statements in the comics, Captain America is adept. That means he's knowledgeable or fairly skilled in all forms of martial arts, and he's a master at least one or two martial arts.
Okay,
Superman is a master of at least Superman is a master of at least 5 different forms of combat, 6 technically, and he's also it's knowledgeable in all forms of martial arts. If you want to go by
Yeah.
correct, Superman can pick up things right away. But we're not talking about powers right now. We're just talking about hand to hand.
So,
So,
well, let's not forget Silk and Batman.
correct. So
Yeah,
Batman. All it takes is Batman seeing something once, and he can automatically learn it and even make it better. A good example of this is he was shown Lady Shiva's leopard blow once, which is a instant kill maneuver, her signature maneuver. And he said, "Fuck this shit! I'm not going to learn this." And then he modified it to make it non-lethal. He did the equivalent of getting shot in the face and made it non-lethal.
Cheapers.
So,
Yeah.
Ooh, I just give me chills.
so characters like a lot of street tiers have that ability, right, to be able to adapt and learn. Captain America has it to a degree. Black Panther has it. Batman has it. Nightwing has it. So a lot of like high-end street tiers in terms of martial arts skill. Cassandra Cain's another one. Although Cassandra can't do it quite as well, ironically, because when she tried to copy Batman style, she did not do it well enough. But a lot of these characters have this innate ability to see something and adapt to it and utilize it.
Yeah,
Well-
because even in that one fight where Cass was fighting Shiva, and she like Shiva like monologues and is like telling Cass like, oh, you're like using Batman's style, and she starts like listing these different styles, one of which was the Black Adam one.
Yes.
And Shiva's just like, you're just using like a lesser version of it. But I think you could also argue, because Shiva also mentions like because of like her size compared to Batman, that like she just couldn't use it as well. You could maybe argue that because that was also mentioned in the statement. But
maybe. For the people down in the comments, I am currently in a position in which I can't look at the comments consistently. So if I don't respond back to them, I hope you understand it's for a certain reason. But if you want to come up, you're more than welcome. We can have a good discussion and talk about it. But I can't always look down at the comments. So I'm sorry about that. I'm in locomotion, if that makes sense.
Well, I would like to point out another good character from DC, Judo Master.
Yeah, I mean, Judo Master's good. He's nowhere near the top 20, I would say.
Oh, right.
Yeah. In terms of martial arts, Judo Master. The thing is Judo Master is not shown enough. Like, he's not a very consistent character. Personally, I can't even fucking remember the last time this guy has shown up. I remember him though, and I knew he was in Peacemaker.
We've only ever seen him, and I can only picture him being a good, a badass character. Always getting up in the Peacemaker series, and that was the last time that we've ever saw him.
Yeah, so it was TV show, not the comics. So
yeah, no, that's fair.
But hey, anyone wants to come up and dispute this? I'm looking for some disputers too. If you're comfortable enough to come up, it's a safe space up here. No arguing, no shit talking each other, just good discussions. But I'm looking for some people to hop on up. All but Superman. Why is that?
I knew it. All but Superman.
If you guys want to give some likes, thank you for the likes so far. And any shares, maybe you know someone that wants to come up and discuss this. Please, by all means.
Well, what fates can we say for like Black Panther, especially if it was the what this looks like to be T'Challa's father?
What was the question?
The Black Panther on the bottom looks like to be the first Panther, which is T'Challa's father. Yeah.
No, that's T'Challa. So T'Challa's father is not the first Black Panther, but T'Challa's had many costumes throughout the years. That is more of the late 90s, early 2000s, which had a cape. So there's been multiple different versions of Black Panther's costume, just like anyone else. Goku, no diffs. He shook all 12 universes in the endless void. What does that have to do with martial arts?
Exactly.
Are you asking me? Are you saying to me?
No, I'm asking the comments.
Okay.
John Kent. I don't know about that one.
I think he's talking about John Kent's training with Damian and Nightwing.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
John has some decent skill.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just tough to try and. I haven't really been reading a lot of books lately about.
How much combat experience does Batman have? Just saying. So when we look at combat experience, we have to look at it and measure it by two really measurements. Number one is time, and number two is quality, right? So, for example, you could have a character that's 100 years old and has a great deal length of combat experience, but if they only fight once a year, like, how good is that combat experience? So Batman has been training since he was 8. right after his parents died, and he has the combat experience and all the training up until he becomes Batman at 25, which he's been Batman for a good 15, 20 years. Supplement that by the fact that there's been many times where Batman has been in places where time has moved differently, like when him and Wonder Woman fought an endless horde of monsters for what was a day in the regular world, but like several years, like decades in that world, that you can supplement it even more. But it's not just that. Batman consistently, every single night, is out there fighting against all different kinds of opponents, whether it be low tier characters such as the common thugs, high tier martial artists such as Lady Shiva, or whether it be incredibly high tier threats, like going up against someone like Solomon Grundy, or going up against someone like Steppenwolf, or going up against various different high tier threats. So Batman's quality of experience, and I would dare say length of experience, dwarfs that of Goku's what, 44, 45 right now? So I would say all that together dwarfs his by a great deal.
That's facts.
Yeah, I also can't argue with that logic.
Okay, looks like we have someone else coming up. Let's see if they agree or disagree. Welcome up.
My boy Andrew.
How you doing?
Yo, is that new
Yo,
Power
Andrew,
Girl
this
cover?
Andrew, this is AR from K server, by the way. I don't know
Oh
if you
shit, man, that's right.
my other account, Truth Incarnate, it got banned.
I heard, man. I heard. That sucks.
Yeah, my
Well,
shit
I'm
got
glad
banned, bro.
So,
I
so
can't they be watching my comments, monitoring my comments, so
well, dude, you're like a little out of pocket.
I don't really give a fuck, but yeah.
so
Yeah,
But
man.
this shit is not close. They're all better fighters than Goku, bro.
Thank you, man. You got a lot of people here disagreeing.
I think where a lot of Dragon Ball fans get tripped up is the fact where when it comes to whenever say Goku, Vegeta, even Whis, when they bring up the word technique, they reference different Kai based abilities. So it's not necessarily a skill in terms of an actual martial arts move. It's
Correct.
talking about a Kai based ability that they have to hone via getting stronger. It's not necessarily something that's that they learn they can apply via like a move in terms of like hitting and physical attacks. It's more so Kai based.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny because
It's kind of like Roshi's turtle style school where he was teaching people martial arts, and one of the techniques that he taught Kid Goku was the Kamehameha, and you wouldn't consider that an actual martial art move. That's just a power set. That's an ability.
yeah, man, it's interesting too because when you look at various different Dragon Ball characters, a lot of their fighting style is tied into their ki and utilizing it. So, I mean, Vegeta is my favorite Dragon Ball character. Is a good example. Vegeta is fucking well known for just absolutely abusing hitting people with ki blast. Like that's one of his favorite things to do, and he has multiple different ways to utilize ki. So it's tied into his fighting style. It's kind of like how Wolverine ties his healing factor and how he fights. Like no one would fight the way that Wolverine would fight normally, but because he has that asset,
Right.
he's adapted his style to it. So yeah, there's definitely that.
Also,
That's
if
a good point.
people who watch Dragon Ball, I don't think they're really in tune with the comics because MUI has been a thing in the comics for like ages.
Yeah,
All
people have been
all
able to do that shit forever.
all MUI is instinctive fighting. You turn off your brain receptors and you let your body do all of the work. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, to be fair, there's bad plays on both sides. There's a lot of comic fans that probably don't read the manga or watch an anime.
Yeah, I
But
don't.
there's
Yeah,
also,
I'm up to date on Dragon Ball anime. I just don't read the manga, so I'm not really because I know the manga and the anime are two different continuities in terms of what's going on.
yeah, the differences between them is like 10% different, really. It's noticeable more in some parts, like the Tournament of Power, than it is in
Because
others.
like I know
But
like in during the Zamazu arc, there was different things that were going on. Like Goku used Hakai on Merge Zamazu in the manga versus in the anime, he was just squaring up with Merge Zamazu regular.
yeah, and like in the anime versus the manga, for example, Vegeta has that was it Blue Evolution
Yeah, Blue
transformation that
Evolution.
he,
Yeah,
but he didn't have that in the manga. Instead, he had perfected. It's called, I think it's called Super Saiyan Perfected Blue, which is just like total perfection over Super Saiyan Blue. So,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
there
they
are
just have
differences, but
different names for different things. That's all.
yeah, the broad strokes stay the same, basically. I think it's just a filler shit that you shouldn't look into too much. But I don't know which one people like to take more as prime continuity. I think the anime is usually taken more, but it is what it is.
I also believe like when Dragon Ball fans see us put these characters like above Goku in skill, they think that we're saying like Goku isn't skilled at all. You can be a highly trained fighter and very skilled and be below somebody that's just better. That doesn't make you not skilled.
Yeah.
Goku sucks.
No, Goku's a phenomenal martial artist. If anything, Goku has better battle IQ than he does anything else. His ability to read,
Yeah,
adapt, and I guess,
that's what I'll say. I feel like Goku's skill is more so like battle IQ oriented. Like he's a prodigy when it comes to thinking about and employing certain things in a battle versus like his actual knowledge and mastery and just his actual like skill on paper.
exactly.
Like his
But
his skill is more so battle IQ based. Like he knows when, where, and how to use certain things to the best of their ability. That's just being able to fight smarter than somebody else.
yeah, and I think another thing that's worth noting is that comic books are just almost unrealistic when it comes down to how skilled their fighters are. Joy said this last night, right? If you take the worst Batman fighter, which technically is Tim Drake, right? Tim Drake can beat up 1,000 masters of martial arts, League of Assassin ninjas, no problem. And he's the worst fighter of the Batman family, or one of the worst fighters. Like, that's wild. It's just like, even like the prereq to be in the Batman family is the 127 styles that he teaches everyone. So like the knowledge alone when it comes down to more so DC, I would say, but still Marvel to an extent, is stupidly high, especially compared to like anime and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Goku's knowledge is pretty ass. Like if you want to say his knowledge in terms of uh key based abilities is high, sure, but that doesn't really translate to actual martial prowess. It doesn't really do nothing.
So
I
King J2X, if you think it's hilarious,
Andrew, you cut off. I'm not sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I also tell people is like Goku, even all the way back to like the Frieza saga, it's like he Frieza outworked him. It wasn't until he got beat to a pulp and was ready to transform into the Super Saiyan 1 that didn't give him any new skills, it just gave him a power upgrade. Which he was able to outpower him. But yeah, his skill wise, I
hey,
don't yeah, Goku.
sorry about that, guys. I just got a phone call from the wife, so that's why I went silent. But King J2X, if you feel differently about Superman, you're more than welcome to come up. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue talking. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Bro, King J, nobody said he doesn't have knowledge on martial arts, bro.
I was actually going to say,
It's just in
would
comparison
go-
to the other characters that we see on this panel, like they dwarf his skill. That's what we're saying.
I was going to say I would like to throw in another character with good martial arts, with good tactics to martial
Do not
arts.
understand what I'm
Shang-Chi.
saying.
Yeah, Shang-Chi's good. Shang-Chi's been getting more of a push lately because for the longest time, Shang-Chi was kind of garbage. Like Wolverine was putting hands on him. But since the movie and whatnot, he's been getting a substantial push.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he did quite do a good job in this in the latest Avengers new issue with Captain America She-Hulk against this Scarlet Witch looking type character. Like, it wasn't really Scarlet Witch, but it was like a character. It was like an evil sorceress that looked like Scarlet Witch.
I don't know. There's a ton of evil sorceresses in Marvel.
Yeah, there is.
Honestly, top 3 Marvel hand-to-hand combatants, I'd say Captain, Black Panther, and Shang-Chi.
I think that's
I don't know about
fair,
those first
but
two.
so I put Captain and Black Panther rotating for number 4.
Yeah, not in that order or
number 5.
anything, but those are my top 3.
If I was to give my top 5, it's without Taskmaster because I think his ability is not like fair. But regardless, Shang-Chi, Iron Fist, and then a rotation 3, 4, and 5 are tied between Captain America, Black Panther, and Wolverine. And the thing that really makes me switch, so the problem with Wolverine is Wolverine's a master. He's one of the few characters in Marvel that have legitimate statements of being a master of all forms of martial arts.
Yeah, he's been around so long.
The problem with Wolverine, and he's consistently said this, is because he fights so heavily with his claws and healing factor, he often gets rusty or sloppy with his combat. So Wolverine focused and like ready to go and like is actually like not rusty, I would say is just as good as the rest. But because of how he fights on a normal basis, like it's easy to put Cap or Black Panther ahead of him, at least in terms of that context. I would argue Daredevil in there, but I'm also not like as much of a Daredevil meat writer as some other people. But
yeah, that's fair too.
Shit, Abyss is up in the house.
Yeah, I'm that Daredevil guy that you're just referencing there. But with Wolverine, like I don't know, like I used to think the same about him being rusty with his skill. But
he can just afford to be taking like hits because he can heal.
Yeah, like when it came to Rusty, I think like they specifically referenced like him being rusty in the sense that he didn't know the like basic principles of martial arts, which they explain it to be like you want to avoid taking damage. Like when it comes to his actual ability to like perform and practice his martial arts, he's always been like he didn't lose it in the sense that like he got rusty or worse at it because it's like first nature to him. So it's like it's completely instinctive. It's more just that like he had to relearn what he should be doing during fights, like looking for weak points, trying to avoid damage, things like that. And then as soon as he trained with Master Po in like 2003, he just stopped being rusty again. And then I mean he lost his skill because he like got his memories removed. But once he gained his memories back in Return of Wolverine in like 2015, since then he's been peak performance.
I think Bone Claw Wolverine has better hand-to-hand combat than Adamantium Claw, just based on the speed. But
I would also say that Wolverine is a victim of being portrayed a lot more favorable in his own comic, and then kind of being portrayed as not fodder, but like not as proficient or skilled in other comics. Like in his comic, he's like fucking stellar, and then you put him on the X-Men or anything else, and it's just like bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, he's like Captain America. Like I think him and Wolverine are meant to be like the stepping stones
Like, you know how like everybody in DC kind of scales off Batman to get a gauge of where they are? Everybody in Marvel
Yeah.
scales off Captain America and Wolverine.
Yeah,
I
it's because
agree.
at least they're
I see that.
the big name ones they scale off of.
Yeah, Daredevil is above Cap.
You think so?
Yeah,
Best, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
Daredevil's above
I don't
Cap.
know. That's close to me, but
Let's not forget about Elektra and and what's called the other girl, Echo.
Echo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So Electra and I can't say her name.
I'd say Blade's in that conversation if you're gonna add Elektra and Echo. Blade's in there.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Blade
Blade.
ain't
Of course,
necessarily
can't
skilled.
forget Blade.
He just uses his vampire physicals. He don't really.
You don't think his combat's good? I'm pretty sure
Oh, his
Blade's
combat is
combat
good,
is set to
trust
be
me.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
he's just really fast, so he just uses that in conjunction with his physicals.
Yeah, but
No,
Blade
but
is
like
still pretty damn-
if you took his if you put a power dampener on Blade, any skill he picked up while he had his vampire strength, he could just pick it up again. Like if Batman was given powers, but then take them away, he would be a quick study, and boom, the brother would have his enemies down.
So I think Blade is a phenomenal fighter, but I don't know if I would put him top 10 just purely on skill. I think with his physicals, he beats the shit out of a lot of people. Like, I don't think there's any doubt about that. But, like, in terms of just, like, straight skill, I don't know, man. Top 20, definitely. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'm just at the gym, and there's usually a fucking bad spot in here. Abyss, what do you feel about the prompt that I put up?
I think they're all better except Captain America. I think Cap is ass.
Ooh. Give us your
Why
reason
you
why.
like that's really strong, man.
Sway, you think Goku better than Cap?
Low key, yeah. Like Cap's claim to fame is his ability to like adapt to fighters that are better than him and just abuse his physicals. But Goku has shown like the same thing. Like his adaptability in Dragon Ball's martial arts, like his ability to see moves one time and then do them. Like even like
Nigga,
people like Broly.
nigga, if you going off that merit, wouldn't that just mean they're equal then?
Yeah. But I think Goku's shown more like intelligent tactics during fights than Cap.
I don't know. I don't see because Cap got that one feat of him fighting that android that cataloged every martial art.
Yeah, but like that wasn't really adaptability. Like as Cap is beating up, he says that was just to show that knowledge doesn't matter if your application is better. Cap said like I'm faster than you, I'm stronger than you, I'm more trained than you. Like he's just saying that like having all the moves doesn't matter if somebody's just better than you all around.
Oh, why? So like an overall type thing.
Yeah. It's like if Batman fought Superman, it's like Batman knows more, but it doesn't matter because Superman's just gonna blitz him and punch him.
So here I do have an argument against. So so Batman and Black Panther, I 100% agree are better martial artists than Goku. But Superman and Cap, I think Cap's probably arguable too. But the only reason I say that is, and I don't use Super very often, just because it's a very lazy show, and I think most of us can agree on that. But there is one part of it that I really like. So the Universe 6 versus 7 tournament against when Goku fought Hit after Vegeta fought him, he was able to adapt to Hit's time skip, so literally being able to jump half a second in time, and was able to adapt to it and fight him in base form that way. All through martial arts, not by overpowering Hit, but by being able to predict where he was going to move. Goku is very talented when it comes to martial arts. But
and the thing is that I don't think
he has the same philosophy as Superman does, and it's hit it really fucking hard until it breaks.
Well, here's the
with
thing. I don't
the
think anyone's saying that Goku's not a phenomenal martial artist. But if you look at, let's just take Superman. If you take his experience, it dwarfs Goku. If you take the people that have taught him, it arguably dwarfs Goku. If you take the knowledge, like the amount of fighting styles he knows, it dwarfs Goku. And if you take into the fact that Superman regularly uses his fighting to defeat more powerful opponents or multiple opponents, where Goku tends to, not but not always, utilizes power
I
ups and transformations, then like
and
it's
I
easy
don't
to do.
totally disagree that Superman isn't a good combatant, but he has a very similar philosophy. At least Goku in Dragon Ball Super hit it really hard until it breaks.
Well, no, not necessarily. For example, when he fought the Crime Syndicate on his own, he could have easily just powered his way through it, but he didn't. He utilized his skill in martial arts. Same thing with Mongrel and Bizarro. Like, Superman doesn't, like, I know it sounds like he just punches things, but Superman regularly uses pressure points or various different forms of martial arts to defeat opponents. He even commented when he was fighting Mongrel and Bizarro at the same time that he was just rope-a-doping them the whole time. So, like, I don't know if just punching things until they break is
And,
exactly what
and what
Superman
was
is.
what was that? Yeah, and what was that one comic where Superman was training with that purple alien to fight? Who was it? Rogozar?
So, are you talking about Wachowski, or whatever it is, the
Yeah, I
apocalyptic
don't know. It
trainer?
was a purple alien he was training with though on a planet.
Yeah, so he was training with, I always screw up his name, but he's one of the trainers for Apocalypse and their warriors. So
Right,
Superman was
right, right.
learning how to fight like the warriors of Apocalypse. Without powers, mind you, too. So, like, when it comes down to it, I think in all categories, Superman has it over Goku. And my biggest contention is like the majority of times Goku, when he fights people and he beats them, it's usually because he's more powerful or he gets his power up. It's not because of his skill. Sorry, just doing
I think
this real quick.
that's my same reasoning for Captain America. Why I don't think Captain America is very good. Like I think him and Goku do the same or have the same fighting tactic. The only difference is
I
Apple has
agree.
better
I
knowledge.
agree, Cap. Yeah, I agree, Cap his ass. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm saying. Like when he fights Wolverine, for example, like he just tries to use like his physicals to his advantage, but because Wolverine's smarter than him, he's able to get him in positions to take him out.
Oh God,
Yeah,
careful, careful there.
I think every time he encountered Wolverine, he had to have help too. I think.
In the most recent encounter, he did, but when they fought 1v1 in Origins,
Yeah, and
he like tried to dive on Logan, and Logan kicked him in his like I want to say like hip abductor, which caused an aneurysm.
what's that shit called? AVX. He needed help.
Yeah,
Is that the most recent fight? The
yeah, it
AVX?
is. Yeah,
Yeah. You also had the time when he was being mind controlled and bloodlusted, and Captain America just couldn't handle him. It got so bad that he had to be tranked.
yes.
Oh, but hey guys, don't forget, Wolverine's immune to tranquilizer and sleeping gas.
Oh, that
Not like it
ass.
doesn't.
His
My
healing
bad.
factor adapts to it.
Everyone is.
Not to that shit.
I think it was like tear gas or something. I think that he like
Yeah.
adapted to. I don't know though.
Wild shit, huh?
Crazy
Oh. Phew. So I guess there's no one out there that wants to dispute this. Maybe Goku solos the verse. Okay, Tails the Fox or Tails the Fox, you can hop up. What's up, Stan?
Good Stan.
Tails the Fox, I'll throw you an invite. You can come on up. How do you throw the invite? Are you even still there? Tails the Fox. I guess he's not. Oh well.
Go hit you with that Goku solos and dips.
I'm not surprised, dude. Hey, so far
think
no one's been
I
able to
think I
convince us
think the I
otherwise.
think the Goku dick riders gravitate more to Cam's live.
Cam,
Well,
Cam just brings clip farms.
yeah. Well, I just haven't been doing lives that much lately
Uh,
because fucking life. But I bet I do plan on bringing back the open invitational, and the first one is going to have the confidential topic in it.
okay. I'm
Oh,
supposed to debate Detective on it like Sunday or Monday. It was supposed to be last Sunday, but I don't know.
On a live or something.
Yeah. Hey,
Who's
at
going
least
to
he
be
actually
moderating?
like at least he's actually willing. Yeah. He it was supposed to be Silly Sai that moderates. I trust Sai to moderate, so I'm fine with it. I don't know if he can still do it on Sunday. I think he can.
Well, hopefully. If not, like I said, X Brandon is a good middle ground.
Uh
I know Detective would not choose me at all.
Yeah, no, when I suggested you, he said that's he's a DC creator. But I don't know why that matters since it's a DC topic, like in
Yeah.
general.
Those DC creators are going to be biased towards the DC topic that we're having. The funny
Yeah.
thing is if you knew any better, like, you and I have had this discussion. I'm not for the fee. Like, I understand and I can't argue against the stuff that you presented, but like I just don't like it. I don't like it being canon.
Mhm. That's why I'm fine with like Sai moderating because Sai is like he's knowledgeable on DC, so like he can also work as like a fact checker.
Okay.
He shouldn't need to though because all the scans are pretty like concrete. But I don't know.
Who do we think? Who do we think the best hand-to-hand combatant is as a villain goes in the MCU?
Live action
Villains,
Live
in
action.
live action specifically.
not live action. I guess you could go comics or yeah, whatever.
if
Yeah,
it's live
understood.
action, if it's live action, it's probably gonna be Taskmaster.
Yeah, okay.
I have
What about
Taskmaster
like
just in general.
Thanos? Thanos has got some hands.
He does. He
I
just
don't
doesn't have
think
a
I
lot
don't
of
think
skill feats.
I
Yeah.
don't think he's more skilled than Taskmaster MCU wise anyway. Comic wise,
Okay,
Killmonger.
okay. I have a question for everybody.
Yep.
Did y'all read OG Dragon Ball?
I'm sorry. What's that?
Did y'all read OG Dragon Ball?
No.
So,
I
we watched it.
I've
Not
read
really.
and watched.
so we all
Read
know
and watched.
Roshi did not teach this Goku how to fight at all. He just told his nigga to go get some rock and get some bitches for Roshi, right?
Wait, what did you say?
Roshi wasn't going to teach the Goku, right?
I'm sorry, brother. I can't quite hear you. You're coming in muffled, at least on my end.
I said Roshi barely teach Goku how to fight as a whole.
No, it was Grandpa Gohan that taught him initially how to fight.
Okay, finally, hold on. Finally, someone said that it actually had an actual rebuttal against what I said. It said something that was right. Everyone was like, "Oh, yo, Roshi did teach Goku." No, he didn't. He just made him look at the fucking forest and then get bitches from him. But past that, Goku really don't have that much good training experience or proper fighting experience besides copying everybody's ability, if not being stronger than everybody else.
Well, that's the thing. Like, a lot of Goku's training is because of, like, a lot of his people train him how to perfect his body or his movements or maybe skills or keys, like that kind of shit. But in terms of actual, like, combat knowledge, like, majority of that was fucking Grandpa Gohan. And he picked up other stuff along the way, but again, going back, like, Roshi taught him, like, the turtle hermit way. And, like, all their exercises were based off that, like, moving rocks and shit like that, and boulders and crap. That's the stuff that was his training.
Indeed, where you compare that to like Batman, Superman, Captain America, and Black Panther, where they actually have like the old unique fighting styles plus damn near a long time of history of fighting way people than just Goku. Goku, in a sense of to a sense, is a worse taskmaster. As in, Goku can copy other people's abilities to a degree, but he can't perfect them like Taskmaster does.
So, do you agree with the statement here that all four of these are better fighters than Goku?
Indeed, I would just want to see who anyone else that would disagree. But get the reps in, man.
Not getting too many people that disagree. Maybe I need to make a new topic.
Just put like a different anime character, like Mori Jin.
You gotta like throw in some rage bait things that don't look like, cause like, okay, if you put like Batman has like a similar physique to Goku, so people like it looks fair, right? Put Damien up there, everybody's mad.
Should I do that next? Should that be the next video? Davey is a better fighter than Goku?
Damien, Jason, all of them, people that like are.
Or just do Superman versus Goku again.
Damien will beat the brakes off Goku, bro.
Do you think?
Pass.
Do you think the Bat family has all the best hand-to-hand combatants in the DC comic universe?
No.
All
No.
of them? What do you mean by all?
I mean, like all the Robins, and then Batman and Batwoman, like Cassandra Cain.
I think they
Karate
have the. So I think they have the best collection, but the top five, only two of them you could probably argue would be up there.
And that's literally just Nightwing and
So
Bruce.
Batman and Nightwing, yeah.
Correct. Typically, I think the contentions for the top spots, and people differ on this, but the people that are obviously in the conversation are Batman, Richard Dragon, Lady Shiva, and Karate Kid.
Lady Shiva for
people,
sure, yep.
But, you know, people have wildly different takes and opinions on it, but, like, generally that's usually the top five are in some order, and then Nightwing usually gets thrown in there among other people.
Yeah, that's only one of those are in my top five.
You have to remember though, like Batman already conceded that Cass will beat him up, so like who cares?
Oh hell no!
Dick Grayson is the best. Is the best Robin.
Hell no!
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do a thing right now. Oliver Queen, you can technically say you can put Oliver Queen above Batman and Nightwing.
Wait, who?
Who would you put?
Oliver Queen.
What?
Over Batman?
It's, I guess Arsenal's number one. Arsenal's number one in the verse.
Hear me out.
I'm curious on how this is the case if Oliver Queen has never beat Batman in a fight and actually has lost to him 2-on-1 with Black Canary. But go ahead.
Also, the only time when he actually beat out of Batman, he was enraged and amped slightly. He had rage and amped past that. I'm talking about how he handles like Deathstroke. I'm using Deathstroke as a measuring tool right here, because currently Nightwing and Batman slightly struggle with Deathstroke, and the two times
Deathstroke is like a super soldier. I thought, like just like kind of like Cap.
Yeah,
like Batman, like kind of low diff. Not like low diff, but like mid diff. Deathstroke. Like it's not really.
And sometimes
You think in mid? I don't know, dude. Deathstroke is. I mean, I'd say he's up there, but I could agree mid diff maybe.
And you know what's crazy? Like every time when Oliver Queen and Deathstroke have a first time encounter, he always beat the fuck out of Deathstroke to the point.
Caleb, I'm gonna need you to do this for me. I need you to go in your spare time. Go to Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths issue 1 and 2. Read those two issues, and then read Batman Universe issue 1.
All right.
Number 1.
Because I have to get back. I'm getting back into comics again because I took a break, like a 4-year break.
Oh, you go back. I know some people argue with Dark Crisis because like I don't remember what the force was that was controlling Slade, but like some people argue that like that force was like nerfing Slade or whatever.
You can't go crazy.
I think DC comics are better than Marvel comics. That's for sure.
Depends because I say DC has better events, like big major events, like absolute.
Yeah, that's facts. That's absolutely facts.
Absolute Power, the Dark Knight storyline, it still got boring. But honestly, I feel like right now they're making Oliver Queen like a Batman caliber character sooner or later.
So I think my philosophy when it comes down to Marvel and DC is neither is better than the other, but they all have different approaches. Like, for example, DC's characters are, larger in life and characters that you look up to, whereas Marvel characters are more relatable and grounded. Right? DC embraces its comic book heritage and in its like history, where Marvel kind of tries to be more realistic, for lack of a better term. DC does a heavy emphasis on single character runs. Right? They have great team ups, but like their single comics are better. Where Marvel is all about team ups, and their
Yeah.
individual runs, with the exception of Spider-Man, are
And
always put
Daredevil.
second fiddle. Marvel has better diversity in terms of their characters with race. DC has far better female characters in their showcasing of female characters. So, like, I
Yep.
think there's give and take for both of them, right? So,
No, that's good
I
points.
don't-
Those are all good points.
yeah, I don't think any one of them is better than the other. I think they all have their dips and highs. Like, I think Marvel was riding a really good wave from like 2014 up till maybe the last year, but now it's kind of been mid. DC has been riding a somewhat consistent wave, but was rocky for a little bit, and now DC's just hitting on all cylinders.
Well, at least you can count the new Ultimate Universe right now. So
Yeah, I think the Absolute and the Ultimate Universe are actually going to be really like
peak.
pivotal. Like, I don't think people are thinking about it too much, but I think they're going to be pivotal standpoints and stuff with the two comic book companies. Those two universes succeeding is going to say a lot about where the future of Marvel and DC are going to lie, and who's going to be top dog or at least better quality.
Did I hear we're getting a DC Marvel crossover comic soon?
Nothing's been
Lord.
officially announced.
No.
Oh my god, they have to write it back. They have to write it
They're
back.
doing an omnibus. Like, Jim Lee drew a cover for an omnibus, which is going to have all the crossovers that they had previously. But like, as for a future one, nothing's been officially stated. There's been like little teases, but
Yeah.
If Jeff Johns was correct in Doomsday Clock, there should be a crossover in 2026. I believe.
I love Jeff Johns.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait because right now I'm kind of writing my own comic. I'm using DC as a little bit as how they do
Inspiration.
runs. Yeah, you know how DC
Nice.
have singular character runs where they have their own character that get involved with a team up. I like that holistic, other than just being forced in a group, you have to like make your way around that. So
That's true.
and that's why sometimes I don't like it because like the example, I love the X-Men storylines, but sometimes like you have to make it logical how the fuck these characters meet.
Yeah, no, X-Men is really confusing to me. It's hard. It's like so hard to follow. I don't even know if you're supposed to understand X-Men sometimes.
well, you know, the funny thing is like a lot of people shit on Batman for having so many titles, but if you look at Spider-Man and the X-Men, like at the beginning
Tons.
of every X-Men comic, they have at least 20 titles that you like a reading order just to understand what's going on. So like, so not to sound like a DC fanboy, but I'm going to do it anyways. I hate the comment that DC falls back on Superman and Batman all the time. But like, how many X-Men titles are there? How many Spider-Man titles with or without the Venom stuff? Like, there's so many things. Like, more than half of Marvel is that shit. Like,
That's true.
Real quick, I would want to
The-
say I
Crisis.
was actually researching this on Versus Battle Wiki just to see. I want to read every Batman appearance. From what Versus Battle Wiki said, which I think is a pretty like decent source to gauge this, Batman had around 2,500 comic book appearances. And it's like this is just like main continuity. And from what I remember, Superman had like around 1,800, and then I went to Spider-Man, and Spider-Man had like 4,500. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Because everybody loves
They try to
Spider-Man.
milk Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's the chlamydia of Marvel. But it's to be fair, like,
He's glazed.
yeah, Here's the thing that you have to understand: Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman are the three most successful, recognizable, and popular comic book characters. And frankly, the number 4, who I put as Wonder Woman, but you could say it's a Hulk or whatever, not even
Hulk.
close.
Yeah,
Like,
I like Hulk better, but
the
X-Men
popularity, longevity, and overall effectiveness of those three characters, no character has reached those heights. The closest I would say came closest in the 90s, Wolverine was everywhere, but like Wolverine has since fizzled out because Marvel has kind of and I blame the MCU for this because Marvel didn't have the rights to the Fox stuff. And you can't really throw Spider-Man too much under the bus, but because they focused so much when Disney acquired on the properties that they had, X-Men and Wolverine kind of, I don't know, lost their steam a little bit in my mind.
But until you can even say even then, X-Men was still one of the biggest franchises for Marvel. That's what you
Yeah.
Oh
see
yeah,
X-Men and Spider-Man stuff because they are the
definitely.
X-Men is the superhero group. We have
Yeah,
the
X Men is
Avengers, we have the
without a
Justice
doubt the
League.
most. X Men is without a doubt the most successful team up comic. Period. Like even though Justice
Over
League is my
Avengers?
favorite team, absolutely 100%. Avengers are popular. So if I'm going to give you my thoughts on which teams are the most popular, I would say if you look at the top four, it's X Men, then Justice League,
Justice
then
League? Yeah,
Avengers.
Justice League. Yeah.
Justice League, then Avengers, then Teen Titans. And the only at one point the Teen Titans were more popular than the X Men. That's when they did their crossover. Justice League has always been consistently more popular or better than Avengers, but Avengers has also had a pretty good peak lately. And then Titans is always a good comic. Outside of that, like every other team is kind of, whatever. Not
Yeah,
whatever, like they're
Fantastic
good teams.
Four isn't that big, and there's other groups like that just aren't just heard of as much for sure.
Well, you have to look at the longevity. Fantastic Four in the 60s to the early 90s, Fantastic Four was the Marvel team.
Yeah,
Like
the first Marvel team.
but no, they were the Marvel team, and then the X-Men came along, and Fantastic Four has not been that big of a deal in recent years. So
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is also Marvel has so many teams, so it's kind of hard to stay focused on just one. But it makes some money, so do what you can.
Does Titans even have an ongoing right now? I think they do, right?
Yeah, they do.
Is it good?
It's good. Yeah, I think they figured out what they need to do with the Titans because the Titans is such a legacy comic that, and I hate to say this, when it's not the big seven of the Titans, then no one really cares as much. And when I mean big seven, I mean the Marv Wolfman, George Perez team, which is Nightwing, Donna Troy, Wally West, Cyborg, Beast Boy, Starfire, and Raven. Those are the staples of the Titans. Like there's been
honestly,
other teams that's been
Beast
good,
Boy
but
is slept on, bro. Beast Boy's dope. Like everyone doesn't. I don't know. I don't hear Beast Boy getting hyped up very much, but he's pretty dope.
He sucks. He got shot in the head. I don't want to hear that. He's trash. I'm joking.
Oh no, not my boy Beast Boy.
Joe, I don't know many.
I'm really liking World's Finest. I think it's like one of the better DC ongoing runs right now.
Yeah. I think it's one of the most consistent in quality.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And I like that era too. So here's the thing you have to know about me. I'm a fan of all eras of comic. Like I've gone back and read a good chunk of the golden age for DC, and I'm talking about just DC. I've read all of the Silver Age, Bronze Age. I read everything. I've read all eras of Batman, and the Silver Age, for as campy as it is, there's some fucking beautiful magic behind it too. It was a magical fucking time for comics. Campy as fuck, but magical too. So whenever we get a chance to go back to those the Silver Age Justice League lineup or those Silver Age stories, I always get hard.
Oh my god.
W?
It's the truth. Give me that. Give me that yellow oval on Batman and the fucking million stars on Wonder Woman's underwear and shit. I'm getting you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we get it. We get it.
Yeah. But with that being said, I am actually going to end the live shortly because I have to figure out dinner for the wife. We were expecting the kids to sleep over, my in-laws, and I guess they're not. So we were going to do a date night, and I guess that's not going to happen. So I got to figure out food otherwise. So just as a heads up for everyone, though, I am going to be doing lives more often. Some of them are going to be singular topics like this. So if you like these things or you'd rather do battles, we can do that. And on top of that, I'm also going to be bringing back the open invitational lives. So I just got to etch out some schedules and stuff like that and see what works and what doesn't. But as always, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys coming up. Next time I'll be on will probably be Monday. So Yeah, just look for the event.
All right, bro. Thank you.
You guys have a great night. Thank you.
All right. Peace.
Peace.